Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is my comparison video of the Archive series, Black Series Yoda. You know what I mean. The right way to say it is somewhere in there. I've been doing this with most of the Archive series so far, the ones I'm collecting anyway, and Yoda is 100% one that I've been planning to pick up for a long time. Now, I do have the original, but if you watched I think I've done two videos about my least favorite or the worst Star Wars figures in the Black Series line so far, and Yoda has been on the list both times because he's just, in my opinion, the original has a terrible likeness. He's really small for the money. He's got very limited articulation. I'm not a huge fan here. Oof. Just noticed that my lightsaber is bent in that package. That sucks. I'll see what I can do about that, but that sucks a lot. Anyways, here we have Yoda, the back of the packaging here. You can see the original Yoda figure right there. It's got a little blurb about him. I don't actually remember if the original packaging has this blurb on it. I have the original packaging. Where did it go? It does have something on the back of the packaging, but it is not this, so it's completely different. I never even bothered to look at that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here, get the figure open. So I'm not planning on buying all of the Archive figures this time. I've done Anakin so far, and if you want to take a look at that, the video is on my channel. And if you took a look at that when I first posted it, maybe take a look at it again, because I did I just cut the top of that and I did not mean to. That sucks. I'll make it from the side this time. I try to leave the top so I can just slide the tray out. Maybe I'll do the bottom. Yeah, I'll do the bottom. That was dumb, Mike. That's what you get for not paying attention. Anyways, it's easier to cut the top and sides, I think. Anyway, I'm not planning on getting every Black Series figure Archive release because I have them all. So if I'm buying them because of like some drastic difference there is, an improvement that they've got going on, or see, now it doesn't want to stand up properly. That kind of sucks. There's a lot of reasons to buy an Archive series figure, especially for the people that never got the original. This is a perfect time. This Phase 2, I think, was Star Wars, the Black Series, like worst released series. They just there wasn't a lot of distribution on them. I only saw, the only figure I ever saw in stores is the one I bought. So, you know, it's just one of those things that a lot of people didn't get a chance to buy them. So I'm glad that they're redoing these, but this is definitely a figure that I didn't really want to buy in the first place. The foot on mine is a little bent, which sucks, but I can fix all that with heat. This one definitely had some issues in the package, a lot of bending and warping, but I just kind of want to take a look up close to see what the difference here is in the if there's any difference in articulation. There shouldn't be, because it's the same figure as far as I know, just with a better paint job. And I want to take a look at if there's any difference in the accessories here. So he's $20 and he's just a tiny little guy, and I'm not entirely sure if he's too small or the exact right size, but it's hard to tell, honestly. It's hard to tell because Yoda's always kind of hunched over here. So let's go ahead, and I have the original one right here. I really don't know what I'm doing with this, but you can tell right away. You can absolutely tell right away. Yeah, you can definitely see that the face here is much better. I feel like, no, it's got the same amount of movement here. Truth be told, I don't have a lot of, like, I've not liked Yoda at all, so I never really played with him much. He's one of my least favorite figures in the entire line. You can tell there's like no articulation in the leg. He's got an upper thigh swivel, and he's got like a foot swivel, but he doesn't have a knee or anything like that. He has elbow articulation. I think it's single joint, but it's just because he's so small, they didn't put a lot of articulation in there. But at the same time, you know, they they've done like Rocket and things like that in Marvel Legends, and he had way more articulation than this. So it's one of my least favorite figures in the line, but at least this one definitely has a much better face. Like the face is just drastically improved, especially on the eyes. He always looked like he was just surprised, like what, like he's seen some shit, and he looks like Yoda, a little high, a little wise. I feel like with the paint you can see the kind of smirk on his face a little better, which I like. Let's take a look at his hair back here. So this was just a massive white paint. This definitely is more of a dry brush, so it's just catching, or maybe like just a wash, I should say, probably. So it just kind of gets in the creases rather than just being like straight up, although it does go higher on his head than this one does. This has, you got the full old man dome. This one kind of goes up a little higher, so that's interesting. Oh, I guess the belt comes apart back here. I've never looked. This is the most I've ever looked at this toy, because when I got this, I was just so annoyed by it that I didn't like it. So let's take a look at his accessories here. First with the canes. This is the cane from the original. This is the cane from the new one. It looks the exact same. No difference there. And the stripes on the new one are a lot thinner. Now you might be thinking to yourself, or asking yourself, why does Yoda come with the snake? And that is because, don't you remember that really cool scene in the movie where Yoda puts a snake around his neck and just kind of walks around parading a snake around his neck like some sort of circus performer? Because it was my favorite scene in the movie. I don't know what movie you were watching. No, that was stupid. I'm sorry. In reality, it's kind of an homage to the original toy. The original toy came with a snake, and so they did that with the Black Series figure here. He's too short. I can't even put him down so you can see him on the thing. And then lastly, I've got two bad Yoda sabers here. This one is slightly bent, not super straight, but slightly bent. This one is way bent. Look at this. This is like straight out of the packaging. Now I'm sure I can heat this up and I can bend it back just fine. It was bent. So even that is already pretty good. It's a little wobbly in there, but just bending it with my fingers kind of bent it back okay. But heating it up should get it back into proper lightsaber looking order, I guess. The hilts themselves though, and you know what? This is actually the first time, again, I don't really play with this figure because it's one of my least favorite toys in the Black Series line. It's cool that he came with a lightsaber. Like, you know, it's neat that he did, because I don't know, he used one in the prequels, although this is definitely not a prequel flavored Yoda, so it was weird that he came with it, but I guess I'm not going to complain at the same time. I'm never going to complain about more accessories, you know? So it's a green blade like you should have, I guess. The hilt itself, I'm going to pull this out. Yeah, I mean, it pretty much looks the same. I can't really tell any difference. In fact, the old one might have a little bit sharper paint details on it. Like there's a little bit of paint bleed on this one. I definitely like the look of this lightsaber. It's one of my favorite looking lightsabers. And it's short and it fits in his hand, and you know, it's fine. It's one of the things I don't like about the Black Series lightsaber blades is they're a little fragile, and it's really hard to get them in the hands sometimes. I actually never tried to get Yoda to hold his lightsaber. It actually looks to be a little big. Can we get him to hold it in both hands? You know, one of the things I was going to say about it when I was looking at the packaging was how much better and less tattered this cloak is. But as I play with it, it's starting to fray naturally. His hands are too small for his lightsaber. He never really used his lightsaber in both hands that often, but you know, it's just like it's a classic Jedi kind of thing there. So yeah, you can get him with his lightsaber in both hands, but he never, like, this is clearly an Empire Strikes Back / Return of the Jedi Yoda, and he never uses that. So what I want to see is if we can get his cane in both hands. This is tough. This is a tough one. Oops. So I'll probably have him on my shelf like this. That's fine, I guess. Let's see if I can get the other Yoda to kind of do the same thing. Why are you falling over? You've got a cane. That's the whole point of a cane there, Yoda, is that you don't fall over. The robe here is fraying more and more by the second. Alright, let's see. So you kind of can. Although I feel like his hands definitely go together a little better. I'll probably put this one on my shelf, and I'll probably put this one back in the box and put this in my this closet and just kind of hang out. I don't want to get rid of it because it's part of my collection. It's like how I have a complete collection. But this is definitely the superior figure. So just based on this, I know this is probably not my best one because Yoda's so small and my camera probably wasn't on it very long. And then he keeps falling over here. Yeah, Yoda, come on. He's fine. He's a weird character. I mean, not a weird character. He's a weird figure. He comes with a lightsaber, which is cool, except for, this is original trilogy Yoda, who I don't know if he has lightsaber still. He comes with this snake. The snake is there because the original figure had a snake, and they're like, hey, obviously it's a small figure, so they're including more accessories. He has a removable belt. He has a very quickly fraying cloth robe. And I was actually expecting to praise the cloth robe about how this one looks so much better than this one. But as I've been playing with it, you can see these little threads right here. They're falling off just from casual use. So it's only a matter of time until this one kind of looks frayed up like this one. Which, I get that's Yoda's robe is supposed to be frayed and old. That's kind of what he is. But at the same time, it kind of sucks that I feel like my toy is falling apart. And it's only a matter of time until it just falls apart completely. He comes with this little necklace thing, which I've never been a big fan of. Like, I'm sure it's movie accurate or whatever, but the way it just kind of hangs around his neck, it's weird. It's molded weird. So, and then the cane, at the very least, this one seems to be able to hold the cane a little bit better in his hands, but he definitely looks better. So if you need a Yoda in your collection, you just have to have a Yoda. This archive series is the way to go. If you have the original, I would probably encourage you to even still pick up the new Yoda. It definitely is a better figure. I'm glad that Hasbro's doing this time around for the people that missed it, because Yoda, he is an essential character in your collection. He's a major player in the prequel trilogy, in the original trilogy, and even in the sequel trilogy. And they are coming out with a Ghost Yoda. The pictures for that leaked. Supposed to be, I think, from what I read, it's supposed to be like a Walmart exclusive coming out in November. So it's basically, as far as I can tell, it'll be this figure, but with the translucent plastic and paint, the pearlescent paint job. Kind of like how the Ghost Obi-Wan was. So if you have a Ghost Obi-Wan, look forward to that, to get another Ghost figure. But if you need a Yoda, this Archive one is clearly the best that we've seen in the Black Series line. I would love for them to do a prequels era Yoda. Maybe one with more articulation, so you can get him in some cooler poses. So it's nice to have him, but I do wish he was a little better. This is still probably one of the worst figures in the Black Series line. This one is a marked improvement, so I don't think it would be in my worst 10 figures anymore based on the Archive release, but I do think that it's still not a great figure, and it kind of sucks spending $20 on it, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, Alright, well that's been it for this Archive comparison. Let me know what you think down in the downstairs area. I love to read and respond to all the comments. Did you get this? Are you going to get this? Thank you to Jedi Hunter 83 and a couple other people in the comments of my video for Anakin and on my Instagram, telling me just to buy them online instead of waiting for them to show up in stores. That's exactly what I did. I bought this on Amazon for less than retail, $20. And so if you're waiting to see these in stores, or if you keep seeing them at GameStop and you don't want to pay that $3 that he goes for, save them. I would save $5. This one was $18 on Amazon versus the $25 or $23 that it is on GameStop. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.